always when you want to read Quran or Bible or Torah or this last book of God, the holy week on earth, which is the last book of God, before reading, say this: I seek refuge to the Creator of universes against whispers and deceptions of Satan. Because he is targeting two types of people. First, the most stupid one, the retarded one, the drunk one, those who use alcohol and drugs and their brain doesn't work, anybody who cannot think, he targets them. They are very easy to put ideas in their mind, make them do things. And the other type, those people who read books of God, they wholly live on earth, because they think, I am righteous, I am reading book of God, I am the man, I am very important. Pride, he will get them with pride. And he deceives them, so they don't understand what God says. So, say that always. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. I seek refuge to the Creator of universes from Satan, who was rejected from the way, the place that God is, to come here and do what he is going to do and he is doing now. To deceive all of you and send you all to hell if you don't listen to God. Now, another thing, I was talking with God just 10 minutes ago. This verse came, I didn't memorize the number, but this was the statement, this was the sentence. When unjust people are in hell, they are being tortured, painful, very, very painful, they say to the owner of the hell, oh, please kill us. He says, no, you are not going to be killed, you are not going to get out of here, you stay here forever. That's about hell. Now, I want to translate all of chapter 73, because that was part of the first video that I had to make. Before that, I make translation of these 4 numbers that God sent recently. The last 3 just sent half an hour ago, and this a few days ago. 1549, chapter 15, number 49 says, tell my servants, those people who serve God, the Creator of universes, that I am forgiving and I am kind. So if you have been unjust, if you were eating corpse like a dog, stop that nonsense dog action. Ask forgiveness from God, ask forgiveness from animals that you murdered, and God is kind and will forgive you. You will not go to hell. And if you make it up, if you help animals, you will create good karma for yourself and you will get reward and you go to heaven. But you have to fix the nonsense that you have done for years, eating corpse of animals like dog. You have to help animals. Now, next one. 32:3, chapter 32, number 3. Am yaquluna aftarah. They say, unbelievers, they say, oh, he is telling lie, he is making it up, he is not messenger of God. But that's not truth. It is the truth, it is justice from your teacher. God, the Creator of universes, is my teacher. I am Moses and he is my teacher. Why he sent me to tell you these things, to warn you, to warn this nation I'm talking in English language nations. Because for you, there wasn't any prophet before. Jesus came, which language? Muhammad came, which language? I came, Egypt, which language? For these type of people, for these nations, there haven't been. So, sent me to speak in English, to warn you that the judgment day for the nations is coming. The whole planet Earth, English people, Arab people, Chinese people, Indian people, Europeans, all of you are one nation of dogs, corpse eater. Out of that 7 billion, how many of you are corpse eater? This nation is unjust. And judgment day of God, the creator of universes, is coming to kill every single one of corpse eaters. And the earth will be inherited by vegans only. And death is something that you wish for. In hell, you want to die because it's painful beyond your tolerance. Unjust injustice to animals will pay back in hell. So God sent me again for these nations who didn't have a prophet before, to warn them. Therefore, they might be guided to the path of God. That was 32:3. 72:23. إلا بلاغا من الله ورسالاته ومن يعص الله ورسوله. I have nothing for you except then words of God and the message that He gave me to give you, humans, and anybody who doesn't listen to word of God and His messenger, which is me, Moses, at this time, for them there will be fire of hell, نار جهنم, خالدين فيها أبدا, forever you will be there. Tell them, I have no use for you, no harm for you, no benefit for you. I cannot do anything to you. I cannot kill 7 billion people. If I could, I would have done it before, but I cannot. But angels of God are here to do the plan, to act on the plan of God. They are here now. I described it in the book. If you don't listen to me, I don't care. You are going to die and you are going to hell forever. You were warned clearly. 62:4. ذَلِكَ فَضْلُ اللَّهِ يُؤْتِيهِ مَنْ يَشَاءُ. This, being messenger of God, is superiority that God gives to anybody He wants. He has given me. There's nothing in it for me. There's no money in it. Well, that's fine. That's the superiority that God gives to anybody He wants to give His message to people, to humans. Allah is Zu Fazl al-Azim. God has huge superiority against everything in the whole universe. The creator of universes, the unified field, is the creator, decides to guide these things that He created. At the moment, human dog state should move from a state of dog who eat corpse to a state 0 of humanity, which is vegan. Vegans are not Superman, vegans are not superior than anybody else. They are just level 0 of humanity. They are not murderer anymore. God says, you who is wrapped in a blanket, sitting in a corner, doing nothing, is talking to me and talking to you. Stand up, stay awake at night, except in a small amount of light, sleep a little, but most of it, stay awake. Half of it or near that much. And read Book of God. Read Holy Week on Earth. It's 803 pages. Although there are hundreds of pictures, but there is a lot of text too. You have to read it several times to understand. A lot of that is complex. If you don't concentrate, you cannot understand. Read book of God. And I will give you a heavy word. Indeed, middle of the night is intense. If you read book of God in the middle of the night, in the midnight, that everybody is sleeping, there is no noise, there is no TV, there is no radio, there is no music, there is no garbage to fill your brain, you have concentration, it has more effect. إن لك في النهار سبحا طويلا. During the day, go and work. Day, work. Night, sleep and read book of God. واذكر اسم ربك وتبتل إليه تبتيلا. Sit there and meditate. Repeat name of God. Do the pranayama the way that I told you before sunrise and before sunset. Do some of that. Suppose half an hour in the midnight as well. The best is 3 o'clock. Because amount of DMT, dimethyltryptamine, which is produced in your pineal gland, is in the maximum state. If you have a regulated pattern of a sleep at 12, wake up at 6, 12, 6, 12, 6, 3 o'clock is the maximum amount of DMT. That is the spirit molecule. Dr. Strassman, Rick Strassman, did a lot of research about it. Go and Google it in YouTube, in Google, find his book, watch his videos. DMT is a natural chemical created in your pineal gland. Maximum in 3 o'clock. At that time, sit there and do half an hour pranayama. You will connect. رب المشرق والمغرب لا إله إلا هو فاتخذه وكيلا. God, the creator of universes, is teacher of left and right and west and east, everywhere. There is no God except that the one who is the creator of universes is the only one. The creator of universes is the unified field. Assign God as your lawyer, as your representative, as your friend, as your helper. فَأَصْبِرْ عَلَى مَا يَقُولُونَ وَاهْجُرْهُمْ هِجْرًا جَمِيلًا. Be patient if those stupid people say whatever they say. Don't care. Just leave them alone. Beautifully. Jamil means beautifully. Leave them alone beautifully. Don't go back and return their nonsense with nonsense and swear at them. No, just leave them alone. Okay, you're fine. You will see soon. Goodbye. That's it, like that. وَذَرْنِي وَالْمُكَذِّبِينَ أُولِي النِّعْمَةِ وَمَهِّلْهُمْ قَلِيلًا. Leave me, God says, leave me and those liars who are rich, and give them a little time. I will deal with them. إِنَّا لَدَيْنَا أَنْكَالًا وَجَحِيمًا. I will chain them in hell. I am owner of hell too. وَتَعَامًا ذَا غُصَّةً وَعَذَابًا أَلِيمًا. Their food will be sorrow and misery and depression and painful torture. عَذَابًا أَلِيمًا. غُصَّة, sorrow and misery and depression, sadness, that is their food. And painful torture. Who? Those rich people who deny words of God. Unbelievers. Unjust people. Unjust people who kill animals like a dog. يوم ترجف الأرض والجبال وكانت الجبال كثيبا مهيلا. The day the earth, al-jabal and mountain will be destroyed. Like a pouring sand. Jabal is a symbol of rich people. These rich people, they have money, They are like mountains of this satanic society. They will be like sand. They will be destroyed completely. إنا أرسلنا إليكم رسولا شاهدا عليكم كما أرسلنا إلى فرعون رسولا. Indeed, I, the God, the creator of the universes, the unified field, send a messenger to them. Right now is Moses. 1400 years ago was Muhammad. Then it was Jesus, and then before that I came again. Messenger of God is coming here to watch them and be witness for their injustice. The same as I have sent Pharaoh, Egypt, the king of Egypt, that stupid guy, Rasulan. Moses, me, at that time, sent to Pharaoh. Moses, me, now, is sent to you. All of you are Pharaoh, but the small ant-sized Pharaohs. At least that stupid guy was a king. You are nobody. You are king of a chicken. You are king of a sheep. Every corpse eater is a Pharaoh, a small ant-sized Pharaoh without power. And 1 billion of you, 7 billion of you will go down to hell soon, unless you repent to God for the injustice that you have done. Change from Pharaoh, change from lower than dog to level 0 of humanity, that is vegan, and make it up to animals. Help animals to make up for the injustice that you have done. فَأَسَى فِرْعَوْنَ الرَّسُولَ فَأَخَذْنَاهُ أَخْذًا وَبِيلًا. And Pharaoh did rebellion against my messenger. And what did I do? I destroyed him completely and killed him, drowned in the sea with his soldiers. فَكَيْفَ تَتَّقُونَ إِن كَفَرْتُمْ يَوْمًا يَجْعَلَ الْوَلِدَانِ شِيبًا. God says, how do I expect these people have self-control, control themselves and listen to my standards? Because they are covering the truth about the judgment day. At that judgment day, children of fear, their hair will become white. How do I expect these people? I'm giving you the warning and knowledge. وَالسَّمَاءِ مُنْفَتِرٌ بِهِ كَانَ وَعْدُهُ مَفْعُولًا. Heaven will break apart, and Fatar will be cut. And his promise fulfilled. Promise of God for the judgment day is fulfilled. But look at the sentence. Kana, past sentence, past tense. Va'duhu maf'ula, was done. Kana ba'duhu maf'ula. God is beyond time. The way that he talks about the future and past uses different verbs of different tenses, different times. In future, in your future, there will be judgment day. But he says it is done already. Because all past, present and future are in one state for God, for the creator of universes. I described how time works with formulas in the book. أن هذه تذكرة فمن شاء اتخذ إلى ربه سبيلا. This is nothing except that reminding you, and anybody who wants will find a way to come near to God. إن ربك يعلم أنك تقوم أدنى من ثلاث الليل ونصفه. I don't read all of the Arabic, it's a very long statement. I read the English one. Indeed, your Lord, your God, that you stand in prayer almost 2/3 of the night, or half of it, or 1/3 of it, and do so a group of those with you, and God determines the extent of the night and the day. He has known that you, believers, will not be able to do it, and has turned to you in forgiveness to recite what is easy for you of the book of God, Quran, Bible, Torah, and the last book of God, Holy Week on Earth. Read these books in the midnight. He has known that there will be among you those who are ill, some people are sick, and others traveling throughout the land seeking something of the bounty of God, and others fighting for the cause of God. Fight for justice with gun. So recite what is easy from it, and establish prayer, and give zakat and loan to God, a good loan. 10% of your end of the year saving you should pay to charity. Only animal charities, animal farms, animal sanctuaries, those places who help animals, or you buy food and give to animals directly. And this is loan to God. You help children of God, which are animals, that money is loan to God, and God will return it with interest. And whatever good you put forward for yourselves, you will find it with God. It is better and greater in reward. And seek forgiveness of God. Forgiveness for the time that you were a corpse-eater dog. Now you are in level 0 of humanity, which is vegan. Ask forgiveness for the past. Seek forgiveness from animals who are not dead yet, or not murdered yet. Help them. That is forgiveness of God. If you do that, He will forgive you. Indeed, God is forgiving, Ghafurun Rahim. He will forgive you, and He is kind. That was 73. May God help you to understand these stuff that I told you. Change you if you are a corpse eater to level 0 of humanity, from dog to human, which is vegan. May God help you if you are vegan to understand this, have a stronger belief with reasoning and evidence in God, and listen to what God says and I say in His book. Whatever I said is compressed to one sentence: justice and vegan. And that's word of God.